Emma Thompson sat in her silver car outside the supermarket. She was reading her shopping list while her daughter Kate colored pictures in the back seat. It was raining outside, and the windows were getting misty. Officer David Thompson walked up to their car. He was wearing his blue police uniform and had a serious look on his face. Emma rolled down her window to see what he wanted. "You forgot to signal at the roundabout," the officer said. His voice was loud and angry. Emma felt confused. "But I did signal, officer. I always do when I drive with my daughter." The officer's face turned red. "Don't argue with me. Get out of the car right now." Kate stopped coloring and looked up. Her green eyes were wide with worry. She had never heard anyone shout at her mum before. "Please, sir," Emma said calmly. "I have my daughter with me. Can we talk nicely?" The officer banged on the car roof. "I said get out now, or I'll arrest you." Emma's hands started shaking, but she tried to stay calm for Kate. "What have I done wrong? This isn't fair." Officer Thompson grabbed the car door handle and yanked it open. Water from the rain splashed onto Emma's lap. "You're causing trouble. That's what you're doing, Mummy," Kate cried. She dropped her crayons and reached for her mother. Emma turned to Kate and tried to smile. "It's okay, sweetheart, don't worry." The officer reached into the car and grabbed Emma's arm. His fingers dug into her skin. "Get out right now. Please. You're hurting me," Emma said. Her voice was shaking now. "My daughter is watching." Kate started crying loudly. She had never seen a police officer hurt anyone before. She thought police were supposed to help people. Officer Thompson pulled Emma out of the car. She stumbled and nearly fell on the wet ground. Her heart was beating fast with fear. "Turn around," the officer ordered. "I need to search you." Emma felt embarrassed. People were starting to stare from the car park. "Why? I haven't done anything wrong." "Because I said so." The officer pushed her toward the side of the car. Kate was crying harder now. She pressed her face against the window, watching everything. Her small hands left fingerprints on the glass. The officer put his hand on Emma's back and pushed her against the car. "Put your hands behind your head." Emma did what he said. She didn't want to make things worse, especially not in front of Kate. But her whole body was shaking with fear and anger. "Please," Emma whispered. "Not in front of my daughter." The officer squeezed Emma's neck from behind. His grip was so tight, she couldn't breathe properly. Dark spots appeared in front of her eyes. "Help!" Emma gasped. She tried to pull away but couldn't. Kate screamed as loud as she could. "Let go of my mummy, let go!" Other people in the car park stopped to watch. Some took out their phones to record what was happening. Mrs. Wilson from the bakery shop rushed over. "What's going on here?" Mr. Khan from the newsagent came running too. "Officer, she's just a young mother." The officer tightened his grip on Emma's neck. "Mind your own business. This woman is resisting arrest." Emma's knees felt weak. She could hardly stand up. The world was getting blurry. All she could hear was Kate crying for her mummy. "I can't breathe," Emma managed to say. The other shoppers gathered around. Some of them knew Emma. She was a regular customer who always smiled and said thank you. "She's a good person," said Mr. Green from the post office. "She wouldn't hurt anyone." Kate was hysterical now. She banged on the car window with her small fists. "Stop hurting my mummy!" The officer kept his grip tight on Emma's neck. Raindrops mixed with tears ran down her face. She tried to stay strong for Kate, but it was so hard. People kept filming with their phones. The flashing lights from the cameras made the scene feel unreal. "Someone call for help," Mrs. Wilson shouted. Just when Emma thought she might faint, she heard a familiar voice cutting through the rain and chaos. "Get your hands off my wife immediately." Tom Thompson ran across the car park, his work shoes splashing through puddles. He had just finished his shift at the law office when he decided to surprise Emma and Kate at the supermarket. He never expected to find this scene. "What are you doing to my wife?" Tom shouted again. His phone was held up high, recording everything. The video showed the officer's hand tight around Emma's neck. Officer Mitchell quickly let go of Emma. She fell forward, grabbing the side of the car to keep from falling. Her neck was red where the officer had gripped it. She started coughing and gasping for air. Kate screamed even louder. "Daddy! Daddy! Help Mommy!" Tom rushed to Emma's side while still recording. "Are you okay, love? Can you breathe?" Emma nodded weakly, still coughing, tears mixed with rain on her cheeks. By now a crowd had gathered. Mr. Williams from the chip shop stood with his arms crossed. Mrs. Patel was filming with her phone too. Old Charlie from down the road was shaking his head in disgust. Officer Mitchell tried to stand taller. "Sir, your wife was resisting arrest." "Arrest for what?" Tom asked angrily. "And why were you choking her? She didn't signal properly and then refused to get out of the car." Kate jumped out of the car and ran to her parents. She wrapped her arms around Emma's legs and buried her face in her skirt. "Mummy was scared. He scared us." Tom put one arm around his daughter while keeping his phone pointed at the officer. "Did you see her signal, sir?" I saw what I saw," the officer stammered. Mrs. Wilson stepped forward. "I saw the whole thing. Emma did signal. We were talking about her new car color just yesterday." Mr. Khan nodded. "That's right. This officer grabbed her for no reason." Officer Mitchell's face turned red. He looked at all the cameras pointed at him. His hands started shaking just like Emma's had moments before. "You all need to leave. This is police business," he said. But his voice wasn't as strong anymore. "This is our business when you hurt our neighbor," Old Charlie said firmly. Tom looked at the officer's name badge. "Officer D. Mitchell, I'm calling 999 right now to report this assault." "Assault?" The officer's eyes widened. "I was doing my job." "Your job is to choke innocent mothers in front of their children?" Tom asked. Emma tried to speak, but her throat hurt. He grabbed me so hard I couldn't breathe." Kate looked up at the officer with tearful eyes. "Why did you hurt my mummy? Police are supposed to be nice." Those words hit everyone hard. The crowd had grown larger now. People shopping in the car park stopped their trolleys to watch. Some of them had children too. Dr. Brown from the medical center pushed through the crowd. "Let me check her neck, please." The doctor gently examined Emma's throat. "There's bruising and swelling. This could have been very serious." Officer Mitchell tried to defend himself. "She was causing a scene. I had to control the situation." "Choking her?" Mr. Williams asked. "That's not control, that's abuse." More people were recording now. Some had been filming since the beginning. The officer looked nervous as he saw all the phones. Tom ended his call. "The emergency services are on their way. I've also called the police station to report this incident." Emma finally found her voice. It was hoarse and painful. "All I did was ask why he wanted to search me. I hadn't done anything wrong." Mrs. Patel spoke up. "I heard everything. This officer was rude and aggressive from the start." 2 police cars arrived with lights flashing. Officers Johnson and Williams got out. They were local officers who everyone knew. "What's happening here?" Officer Johnson asked. Tom held up his phone. "I have it all on video. This officer assaulted my wife in front of our daughter." Officer Williams looked at Officer Mitchell. "Is this true, David?" "These people are lying. I was just doing my job." Officer Johnson turned to the crowd. "Who saw what happened?" Almost everyone raised their hand. "She did nothing wrong," Mrs. Wilson said firmly. "He grabbed her neck," Mr. Khan added. Officer Williams sighed. "David, I think you need to come with us." "But sir, they're all lying." "We have multiple witnesses and video evidence," Officer Johnson said. "We'll sort this out at the station." The crowd parted as the officers led Officer Mitchell to their car. He kept insisting he had done nothing wrong. Emma leaned against Tom, her whole body shaking now that the danger was over. Kate held both their hands tightly. "It's okay now," Tom whispered to them both. "It's over. You're safe." But deep down, everyone knew this was just the beginning of a bigger story. As the police car drove away with Officer Mitchell, Emma finally started to cry. All the fear she had held back for Kate's sake came out now. Her shoulders shook as she sobbed against Tom's chest. Kate tugged on Emma's wet jacket. "Don't cry, Mummy. The bad policeman is gone now." Dr. Brown took out a small notepad from his pocket. He always carried one for medical emergencies. "Let me write down what I see on your neck. This will be important later." The doctor drew a picture of the bruises and measured them. He noted the time and date. "You should go to the hospital to get checked properly." Mrs. Patel came closer with her handbag. She pulled out some tissues. "Here, dear. Dry your eyes. Everything will be okay now." Tom looked at his phone. He had captured nearly 10 minutes of video. Everything was clear. The officer grabbing Emma, the choking Kate's terrified screams. "I'm sorry you all had to see this," Tom said to the neighbors. "Thank you for helping." Old Charlie waved his hand. "That's what neighbors do. We look out for each other." Mr. Williams locked his chip shop door and came over. "I saw it all through my window. I was about to run out when Tom showed up. More people gathered to check if Emma was okay. The supermarket manager, Mr. Peters, rushed out with a bottle of water. "Here, take this. Do you need to sit down? I can get you a chair." Emma shook her head. "I just want to go home with my family." But Tom was worried. "Love, we should get your neck looked at properly, and we need to make a formal complaint." Kate was still clutching her mother's legs. She looked up at everyone with big eyes. "Is Mummy going to be okay?" Dr. Brown smiled kindly at Kate. "Your mummy is very brave. She's going to be just fine." Mrs. Wilson had gone back to the bakery. She returned with warm cinnamon buns in a paper bag. "For little Kate, I bet she's hungry after all this worry." Kate's eyes lit up at the smell. Tom realized they hadn't eaten lunch yet. He took out his wallet to pay. "No money needed," Mrs. Wilson insisted. "This is what family does." The rain had stopped now. Patches of blue sky appeared between the clouds. The car park slowly returned to normal as shoppers continued their errands. Officer Johnson came back alone. "I've taken statements from several witnesses. We need you to come to the station too, but take your time." Tom nodded. "Can I bring our daughter? She witnessed everything." "Of course. We'll be very gentle. Kids are often the best witnesses because they tell exactly what they see." Before they left, the neighbors made sure Emma had everything she needed. Mr. Khan gave her some candy for later. Mrs. Patel wrote down her phone number if they needed anything. "We're all here for you," old Charlie said, patting Tom on the shoulder. "This isn't right what happened. We won't let them sweep it under the carpet." As the Thompson family walked to their car, other shoppers stopped to speak with them. Word had spread quickly about what happened. "Are you the lady who got attacked?" asked a young mother with a baby. Emma nodded, still holding her throat. "I'm so sorry, I have a little girl too. I can't imagine how scared you both were," Kate overheard. "I was very scared, but Daddy came to save us." The young mother smiled sadly. "Good thing Daddy was there." When they reached their car, Emma hesitated before getting in. Her hands shook as she touched the door handle, the same spot where Officer Mitchell had grabbed her. Tom noticed. "Want me to drive?" Emma took a deep breath. "No, I can do it. I won't let him make me afraid." As they drove to the police station, Kate colored in the back seat again. She drew pictures of the nice people who helped them. She drew Mrs. Wilson with her warm buns, Dr. Brown with his notepad, and even the other police officers who came to help. "Look, Daddy, I drew everyone," Kate called out. Tom glanced in the mirror. His daughter was already healing from the trauma, drawing pictures instead of crying. Children were so strong. Emma drove slowly, her neck still sore. She kept looking at Kate in the mirror, grateful that her daughter was safe. At a red light, Tom took Emma's hand. "You were so brave back there. I'm proud of you." "I was terrified," Emma admitted, "but I knew I had to stay calm for Kate." The light turned green. As Emma drove on, she felt different, stronger somehow. What happened was terrible, but seeing the community support gave her hope. Little did they know their story was about to change things for everyone in Ashworth. At the police station, the Thompson family sat in a bright waiting room. Kate played with toy blocks while Emma held an ice pack on her neck. The police had given it to reduce the swelling. A friendly officer named Sarah Smith came to greet them. She had kind eyes and spoke softly. "I'm so sorry this happened to you. We take these matters very seriously. She led them to a quiet room with comfortable chairs. Kate, would you like some crayons while we talk with your parents? Kate nodded, shyly. Officer Smith gave her paper and colored pencils. Soon Kate was drawing her family with smiley faces. Officer Smith recorded everything Emma and Tom told her. She wrote down every detail. How Officer Mitchell had approached them. What? He said, how he grabbed Emma's neck. Did he show his badge properly? She asked. Tom shook his head. No, he just walked up and started accusing Emma. The officer continued taking notes. She asked about witnesses and wrote down their names. What about body cameras? Tom asked. Don't officers wear them? Officer Smith looked uncomfortable. They should, but sometimes they malfunction. She made quote marks with her fingers. Emma felt angry. You mean he might have turned it off? I can't say for sure yet. We'll investigate everything thoroughly. After the statement, they visited the hospital. Doctors took photos of Emma's bruises. They x-rayed her neck to check for damage. Thankfully, nothing was broken, but the bruising was severe. You were very lucky, the doctor said. This kind of pressure could have caused serious injury. The next day, Tom's phone rang early. It was the local newspaper reporter, Jenny Clark. I heard about what happened at the supermarket. Several witnesses called our office. We'd like to tell your story. Tom talked to Emma first. She was scared but agreed. If it helps other people, we should speak up. The story came out on Wednesday. The headline read, Local Mother Assaulted by Police Officer. It included witness statements from Mrs. Wilson, Mr. Kahn, and others. By Thursday morning, the Thompsons' phone wouldn't stop ringing. People from all over town called to offer support. Some had similar experiences they wanted to share. This isn't the first time, said Mr. Thompson from the hardware store. My nephew was treated badly by police last year. The mayor's office called on Friday. Mayor Rebecca Johnson wanted to meet with Emma and Tom. At the meeting, the mayor looked worried. I'm deeply sorry this happened in our town. We need to review our police training. Tom had prepared questions. What about accountability? Will Officer Mitchell face consequences? The investigation is ongoing, the mayor promised. We'll follow proper procedures. But Emma wasn't satisfied. And what about the next time? How do we know this won't happen again? The mayor had no easy answers. She promised to form a special committee to review police behavior. That weekend, the community organized a peaceful march. They called it Justice for All. Families with children walked through town carrying signs, Protect and serve, not hurt and harm. Kate walked between her parents, holding their hands. She wore a shirt that said, I love my mummy. People smiled at her and gave her flowers. At the town square, speakers took turns telling their stories. Emma stood before the microphone, her voice now stronger despite her sore throat. I'm just a mother trying to raise my daughter, she said. I shouldn't fear the people who are supposed to protect us. The crowd applauded. Kate waved from the front row where Tom held her up to see. When Emma finished speaking, people came to thank her. Teachers, shopkeepers, parents, everyone had something encouraging to say. You're very brave, said a grandmother with teary eyes. My grandson is afraid of police now. Maybe your story will help him heal. By Sunday, things started to change. The police chief announced new rules. All officers must wear working body cameras, regular check-ins with a counselor, and more community training. Officer Mitchell was suspended without pay while the investigation continued. Other officers who knew about his rough behavior were questioned too. In their kitchen that evening, Emma made Kate's favorite pasta. Tom helped set the table. Everything looked normal, but something had shifted. Mummy, Kate asked, twirling spaghetti on her fork. Are all policemen bad now? Emma sat down beside her daughter. No, sweetheart. Most police officers are good people who want to help. But sometimes, like with any job, some people forget to be kind. Kate nodded, thinking about this. Officer Sarah was nice. She gave me crayons. That's right, Emma smiled. And Officer Johnson helped us too. We have to remember the good ones. As they ate dinner together, the Thompson family knew their lives had changed forever. They hadn't chosen to become voices for change, but sometimes, life chooses for you. 2 months passed quickly. The Thompson family had returned to their routine, but the town was different now. People smiled more at each other. Police officers walked the streets more carefully, stopping to chat with shopkeepers rather than looking stern and distant. One morning, Tom's phone rang. It was the police station. "Officer Mitchell's case is going to court. We need you to testify." Emma felt nervous but determined. She had practiced telling her story many times. On the morning of the hearing, their neighbors gathered outside the courthouse to support them. Inside, the room was packed. Kate colored quietly while her parents told the judge what happened. The videos from phones were played for everyone to see. When Kate saw herself crying in the video, she climbed onto Emma's lap. "It's okay now," Emma whispered to her daughter. "We're safe." The witnesses spoke one by one. Mrs. Wilson described exactly what she saw. Dr. Brown showed his medical notes and drawings of the bruises. Mr. Kahn explained how Officer Mitchell had been rude and aggressive. When it was Officer Mitchell's turn to speak, he looked different. His face was pale and his hands shook. "I made a mistake," he admitted. "I was having a bad day and took it out on Mrs. Thompson. I'm sorry." The judge was strict. "Police officers must control their emotions. You had special training for this job. You failed your duty." The judgment was clear. Officer Mitchell lost his police job forever. He would also have to pay money to the Thompson family and attend anger management classes. Outside the courthouse, Emma felt lighter. Justice had been served. But more importantly, things were changing in Ashworth. The police department started new programs. Officers now practiced kindness training. They learned to talk to people with respect, even during difficult situations. Kate's school invited police officers to visit classrooms. Not scary officers, but friendly ones who played games and answered questions. Kate raised her hand during one visit. "My name is Kate. Do you promise not to hurt people?" Officer Sarah, who had been at the station when the Thompsons made their statement, knelt down to Kate's level. "I promise. Our job is to help and protect, never to hurt." Kate smiled. Some of her fear melted away. With the money from the settlement, the Thompson family did something special. They worked with the mayor to create a community center. They called it Safe Ashworth. The center offered free classes. People could learn their rights when talking to police. They learned how to stay calm and safe during police interactions. Children had special programs too. They learned that police were friends, not enemies. They practiced what to do if they ever felt unsafe. At the opening ceremony, the whole town celebrated. Emma cut the ribbon with big scissors. Kate helped hold the ribbon steady. "This center is for everyone," Emma announced. "We want Ashworth to be a place where people take care of each other." The community had changed. People looked out for their neighbors more. They spoke up when they saw unfairness. They remembered that standing together made them stronger. 6 months after the incident, Kate's teacher asked her to draw about a day that changed her life. Kate drew the car park, but this time she added rainbow colors. She drew all the neighbors with happy faces. She even drew the nice police officers. "What does your picture show?" the teacher asked. "It shows how scared became not scared," Kate explained, "and how bad things can make good things happen." That night, Emma tucked Kate into bed. "You know something, sweetheart. You were very brave that day." "I was scared," Kate admitted. "Being brave doesn't mean you're not scared. It means you keep going even when you're scared." Kate thought about this. "Were you brave too, Mummy?" We all were brave together. As Kate fell asleep, Emma and Tom sat in their kitchen. They looked at pictures from the community center opening. Smiling faces filled every photo. "Did we make a difference?" Emma wondered aloud. Tom took her hand. "Look at how people treat each other now. Look at how the police changed. Yes, we made a difference." The next morning, Emma felt grateful as she drove to the shops. She saw Officer Johnson helping an elderly man with his shopping bags. she saw Officer Thomas playing hopscotch with children on the sidewalk. When she parked, Mrs. Wilson waved from the bakery. "Morning, Emma, I saved you some fresh bread." That's when Emma knew. Their town had truly healed. The incident had brought out the best in people. They had transformed fear into friendship, anger into action, and injustice into genuine change. Sometimes the hardest moments in life lead to the most beautiful changes. In Ashworth, one family's courage had inspired an entire community to stand up for what was right. And that's how real change happens, one brave voice at a time.